What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Pitts from Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio, Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, here live with Coach Bernard Clark Jr. As you can see, there has been an edit. Shout out to who's the young gentleman that we should be thanking, Coach?
Young man's name is Alex Bostic Jr. Played for me at Florida International University back in 2004, 2005 when I was there coaching as a defensive coordinator.
Awesome, man. The change that he has helped us come up with was the title of the show. Instead of Morning Chats with Coach Clark, we are now calling this Through the Eye of the Tiger. So excuse my title on the screen if incorrect. It is correct on the streaming sites. Through the Eye of the Tiger is what we are going to call this show going forward. Coach, good morning. It's game day. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning, Pitch. How are you doing? Everything's great here, man. Very excited. And the reason for the Through the Eye of the Tiger, if people are wondering why, my nickname is Tiger. It's a nickname my mom gave me when I was 6 months old. People would try to pick me up out of the crib, and she said I fought like a little tiger. So she gave me that nickname. So that's why we're calling it Through the Eye of the Tiger.
Well, let's go. It's game
Absolutely.
day. I know your time is limited for us today. Let's jump right into it. How has confident week been going?
You know what? It's been going pretty good. But Pitch, as after you and I spoke on Thursday, and after we've been talking throughout the week, the thing I've come to understand, and before each game, I have our guys look each other in the eye and they say to one another, "I got your back," and then they say, "You can count on me." And what that boils down to is some of the things I've been listening to. When you talk about confidence, man, in your other teammate, when you talk about confidence in yourself, what it boils down to is caring. Does the guy really care? You know, when you say, "I got your back," is he saying it with some conviction? When he says, "You can count on me," is he saying it with conviction? Do you really believe what he's telling you? And do you really think that he cares? And if you feel that way about your teammate, you're going to build that confidence in them. And I think that that's what they've been doing. It's been kind of a quiet storm. They haven't really been all rah rah, but I think they're focusing on the job, and I think they're ready to get this thing going.
And when you do that, it's not intimate in the way we think. It brings that continuity that you need in teammates. And
Absolutely.
understand that at the end of the day, if you make a play, if you miss a play, I got you. I'm here for you. Don't get down. We move to the next play. How What is your mindset for today? Different, of course, from your opponent last week. What is the mindset for today? And I know the keys to the game that you said you wanted to execute better in the running game. You also wanted to do better on missed tackles. So how has those things been attributed to practice, and how
Well,
you
what we've
see it?
done, and the thing is, we want to eliminate penalties also. So we'll make sure we talk about those things in practice and those things were executed. So when those mistakes happen in practice, coaches stop practice. This is why we can't do it this way. This is why we can't do it that way. Not saying that we didn't do it before, saying that it was more focus on it because we realize those are the root of most of our problems to make sure our guys understand this cannot happen. Like prime example, we're in practice and ball gets tipped. One of our defensive linemen, he jumps through the air, he catches it, he gets a pick. He takes the ball and just spikes it on the ground. Now it's practice, but the whole defense is like, come on, man. Because they know in the game, yeah, you just intercepted the ball on the 40-yard line, but now the ball's going to be back on the 25 because you just got an unsportsmanlike for spiking the ball. And the coach went to him immediately and was like, you can't do that. I understand we're in practice, but in the game, that's going to cost us big time. Now the offense just went from 1 and 8 times because you started the ball at 40-yard line, minus 40-yard line. You have 1 and 8 times of scoring. Now we put it at 25. Now it's up to like 1 and 25 times. So we got to make our guys understand. So we made an emphasis on that thing this week.
But also the emphasis can be as well, and I understand why your players reacted that way, is because you play the way you practice. If you do it
Absolutely.
in practice, then that means you'll slip up and do it in the game, which
Hmm.
is one of those things that you said you wanted to minimize, which is costly, unnecessary penalties.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's why we focus on that. And the reason I think this game is going to be different and think out there more focused, the biggest thing, one, it's a conference game. So this is a game within our conference, and it's against the conference champs from last year. So I think our guys' mindset's a little bit different. And I think also the way they prepared this week and the coaches making that emphasis, they also did the same thing when it came to certain emphasis. So that's why they said, come on, man, because now they understand the struggle we've been going through because of penalties. Now they understand the struggle of make sure I'm fitting up on this tackle. So those things are extremely important.
When you talk about the need for your run game to become more of a of an not of an existence, but you want them to be more fortitude. You want them to be more present.
Hmm.
How have they responded?
Well, they understand the offensive line has made the adjustments to make sure the run game is more prevalent. And the coaches have put in certain situations where we can get that run game going because it's not about like we have a running back. His name is Cyrus Bonson. And Cyrus is that running back, if you need 3 yards, he's going to get you 3 yards. But if you need 10 yards, he's going to get you 3 yards. So it's one of those things where we want them to understand the running game has to be picked up. It has to become more prevalent because in order for our passing game to work, open up the way it needs to be, we got to be able to run the ball. And against this team, this is a tough team. And they got a defense that's coming back, a veteran defense. Their defensive line is extremely active. They're going to blitz you a lot and stuff like that. So we got to make sure that our guys are on point up front with the defensive line, offensive line.
You're away, right? Your team
Mm-hmm.
is away this week.
Yes.
What is your ritual or your mindset for away games? Because I know for home games, you take the long walk. What do
Mm-hmm.
you do when you're away?
The thing about away games, the thing I always tell the guys before we leave, this is a business trip. This isn't about you coming to see your parents. This isn't about you coming to see your friends. If you're from this area, this is not about hanging out. This is a business trip. We're coming here to do a job, get the job done, hop back on the bus, and go back to where we need to be at. And that's a mindset that I have from college when Coach Jimmy Johnson coached us, because he always told us this is a business trip. This isn't about anything else. This is about coming here, winning this football game, and going back. So our mindset from the point we step on that bus to the point we get back on that bus, we got to make sure I understand that it's a mindset. This is a business trip. So we're all about business. And we talk a little bit, but what it boils down to, there's no more talking to do. Like me and you and I talk about, this is game day. If you can't get excited for game day, if you don't understand that assault and battery becomes legal on game day as a football player, then there's something wrong with you.
When you talk about culture, we talked about culture last show, and I noticed something when I hear the U players talk,
Mm-hmm.
like you, Irvin, whether it was McGahee, Adrian James, Ray Lewis. You guys talk with a passion,
Yeah.
even though you're not playing, and that's
Yeah.
culture. That was something that a culture that it was instilled. Is it something that you can try to instill, or is that something that you try to not mimic Coach Jimmy Johnson or anything, or any of your other coaches from the University of Miami? But do
What
you
are,
try to add anything into your players from what you learned from them as far as the culture and the passion and the fire?
well, the thing I try to help guys understand is something that you and I spoke about before is this is a player's game. Once you understand that you are the one that's supposed to get the guys going on the field, you are the one that's supposed to get that passion built up. The coaches can only put you in a position. We're not on that field to play that game. I'm just hoping some of the passion I have on Saturdays rubs off on them a little bit when it comes to taking a hit, when it comes to making a tackle, when it comes to making a block, understanding that it's about winning. Everything you do on that field is about winning. And those are the things that were instilled in us with Coach Johnson was when you're on that field and in the field of life, it's about winning. It's not about destroying anyone or putting anyone here or there, but it's about you being the best that you can be at that given moment and winning the game. And so as a University of Miami player, I think you'll talk to any guys who went to Miami. When you went there, your mindset was when we stepped on the field, we're going to win the game. Plain and simple. And if your mindset isn't winning the game, then why are you here? Why are you at the University of Miami? One of the funny things we used to always say, we would bring recruits in the University of Miami, and guys would come in and talk to us, and we bring in recruits, and coaches would have them take them out on official visits. I would look all of them in the face because they did the same thing to me and say, you can come here and win with us, or you can go somewhere else and get beat by us. So it's up to you how you want to do that. And so that was our mindset. So it's a mindset I try to instill in our guys, but at the same time, that's a mindset they have to have and the
Right,
excitement that they have in playing on the field.
right. That excitement or that mindset of no matter who we play, where we play them, we can play you in the field or we can play you in the backyard. Either way it
Yes.
goes, there's going to
Yep.
be a victory for us.
Yep.
I know
So,
exactly what you mean.
and again, that's something that you have to instill in your teammates as a player. Yeah, Coach Johnson told me about it, but it wasn't until I got on that field next to Jerome Brown, next to Winston Moss, next to Darrell Fullington. These all guys that played in the NFL. Until I got on the field next to those guys, and those guys were like, "Hey, this is how we get it done." And then when I got on the field with Rod Holder, Bobby Harden, Rod Carter, when I got on the field with those guys, we knew how to get it done. So to me, that's the thing about it. It's the players that make this game.
last week against Howard, the players got caught up in more talking verbally instead with their pads. Have that been a point of emphasis during practice this week as well?
Absolutely. And we talked about it on Tuesday, Pitch, that I told the guys, I don't want the offense talking to the defense. I don't want defense talking to the offense. Let's talk amongst each other. You make a great play, go celebrate with your teammate on that side of the ball. Same thing on offense, same thing on defense, same thing with special teams. Let's not get into the jawing situation. So that was an emphasis. So hopefully now when we step into the game, they'll go and celebrate with each other as opposed to going to talk to the other team. Because if it happens this week, somebody may be yanked out the game. So it's a situation where we got to control those things as coaches. And being the leader of this team and being the head of this team, I have to make sure those things are controlled so they don't get out of hand so we can put ourselves in a better position to win this football game.
So has it become a lost art when there was a time when the offense was on the field that the defense would be, cheering on the offense? I know after once the defense come off the field, they each go to their, they talk with the coordinator or the position
Mm-hmm.
coaches. Um, has that because I remember, of course, not college ball, but when the offense is on the field,
Mm-hmm.
defense is up, cheering for the offense as well.
Mm-hmm.
Does that play a part into exuding and helping exude more confidence, especially in the offense when you have other position players not on offense help cheer you on to build your confidence?
I agree with you. And I don't know if it's become a lost art because some of our guys still do it. Probably not enough of our guys do it. And now you just reminded me of something I probably need to talk to them about at pregame to make sure we have enough guys. Hey, let's make sure we're up after the coaches talk to you, offensive coaches talk to you, defensive. Let's get up because we have a lot of guys on the sideline cheering for each other. So it's a situation.
Right.
So I'm not sure if it's a lost art. I don't know if it's like you said, it's a different generation. So if you're losing a game and guys on the sideline laughing, you and I don't understand that. So so it's crazy. So I just think it's a different generation. So it may something you have to remind them each week that, hey, man, let's make sure we get everybody on this sideline, getting everybody pumped up when the offense is out there, when special teams is going, and kickoff, whatever's going. I'm with you because when I was in college, that's what we did. We made sure we were on the sideline, whether it was going off on the offense, but not doing what they're supposed to do or encouraging them to do what they need to do. But we were always up on the sideline after the coach met with us.
Today, at the end, when the clock hit zero, regardless if it's a 1 point game or a 40-point win, the goal is for the Colonials to be on top. And effectively, the run game has to, give a ticket some wiggle room, to help Robinson out in the passing in the receiving game to get that going. Um, I like what I saw from DJ Moyer, I believe his
Mm-hmm.
name is,
Yeah.
before on last Saturday, and I think at times, like you say, the holes or maybe missed assignments. I think today, I don't know why. I think today he's gonna have a big game.
I hope you're right. The good thing about DJ is he's in his hometown. He's from North Carolina, so he's excited
Uh,
about the situation. He's probably got about 20 people. I think he told me like 14 people coming to the game, and so he's excited about that. So I'm hoping he does have that breakout game that we're looking for. Because like I said, we've had games where we've gained over 200 yards rushing, but I want to find that one back that can be a 100-yard rusher that we can count on week in and week out and get him going and get things rolling the way they need to. And it's like you said, we're going to play the game until it ends, not when 60 minutes, maybe longer than 60 minutes. I have no idea. We're not here to play till it's over. We're here to play till it ends. And hopefully at the end of that, we'll be victorious.
when the Colonials walk off the field, what is the impression that you want your team to leave upon their opponents, game in, game out?
Well, I told the guys at the beginning of the season, and there's this movie, and the movie's called Troy, and I'm paraphrasing obviously because I'm not 100% sure. And in the movie Troy, this young kid comes out and he's talking to Brad Pitt, and he said, "Are you scared about going against a giant? Are you afraid of going against a giant?" He was like, "No." He said, "If it was me and I was going against a giant, I'd be petrified." And he looked at the young kid and said, "That's why they won't remember your name." And so I told our guys, when you step on that field and you play, make them remember your name. Plain and simple. The man across from you should know that he's been in a dogfight the entire time, and you make them remember your name.
Coach, I know we're in our away game. Our time today's not the same. I'm grateful for you, man. Bobby Moe is back. They tearing on. Maybe you ain't at Bobby Moe, but You're taking out Bobby Mo attitude on the road to North Carolina. Good luck this week. Good luck today. And I look forward to speaking with you on Tuesday. Let's go Colonials.
Let's go. Let's go, Bobby Mo. Game day, baby.
Houston Saturday's in effect. As always, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you tune in, you are always welcome to ask questions. Once your question is posted, I can actually read it to Coach as well, to allow you guys to be more interactive in this approach as well. We thank you. Next Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. We'll be here. It's your boy Pitts from Pitts on Push Sports Talk Radio, Pitt Sports Zone Bowie TV. We are out.